1, 2, 3, fight!
Another year, another fresh start for the Perryville Pirates, who haven't had a winning season since 1998. Mike Wojcik enters his 5th year as head coach, and he's happy to have some experience coming back. The Pirates have 9 starters returning on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, a lot of those kids are 2-year starters. They were starting when they were sophomores, and then we had Matt Turbrack, who has actually been a 3-year starter for us. He started as a freshman on both sides of the ball. So, it seemed like the past few years that we were playing a varsity schedule with what a lot of other places would call a JV team, and now those kids are getting the opportunity to play against kids their own age instead of playing against kids that have a year or two experience on them, and so we're expecting some big things out of them.
The returner with the most hype around him has to be junior quarterback RENAUD, who started every game as a sophomore last year.
Well, last year I was pretty young, learning new stuff and all that. Coach Goodson, he's taught me a lot. He's taught me everything I know. And this year I'm just trying to improve, get better, more experience. I can throw it pretty deep. I think I'm farthest like 65 yards, but I don't know. I'm getting more accurate as it goes. Last year it was all right. It wasn't the best, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm trying to work on that.
With Brandon at quarterback, with an athlete of his caliber, it enables to do a lot of things with him in the backfield. It will open up the passing game some, and we feel like Brandon is one of our better runners. He's the type of kid, he might be our best answer at running back too. So, we're excited about, the things that we're able to do with him, and he's going to be fun to watch.
RENAUD passed for over 1,000 yards as a sophomore and was also one of the team's leading rushers. He made his share of sophomore mistakes, however, and he knows he has to get that corrected.
I've been working on the mental part a lot, actually, trying to get smarter at the game, because the physical part's there, but I need the mental part.
One of his most reliable weapons will again be tight end HOLDEN STORTZ, who enters his senior season. He expects to get a few more targets as RENAUD develops as a passer.
Hopefully quite a bit this season, so I'm hoping we throw it more than what we have in the past and change it up a little bit.
On and off the field, me and Holden are close. I'm close with all the receivers. We work hard. I throw to him before and after practice, try to. He's a big dude. I can just throw it up there. He'll go get it.
RENAUD is one of the best athletes Perryville has had at QB in a long time, but does that mean he can play at a high level in this conference? Senior lineman Austin MUELLER thinks so.
He's pretty good. I think he could really be good if he just puts all the work in. He's put in a lot of work with Coach Goodson, and I think he could really be good.
And Mueller's another one of the guys Coach Wojcik is also very excited about, along with the rest of his line mates. Coach gave those guys some very high praise early on in camp.
This is probably on both sides of the ball, the most athletic offensive line we've had since I've been here, and that's from center all the way out to tackle. As a matter of fact, a kid that played fullback for us some last year that we had to move late in the season to guard due to an injury is starting for us at center. Cameron Fears, he's a senior. Both of our guards are really good athletes with good foot speed, and then we got Matt Turbrack playing one tackle and Austin MUELLER playing the other tackle. So, they're going to be. I really feel like those kids are going to be a force to reckon with as the season gets going.
In fact, that's where the most heated position battles have been so far.
Our practices have been so much better just because there's so much competition. Even not from a competition standpoint, but from a practice standpoint of. We're able to put a better looking scout team up there because, when I talked about being able to rotate some of those kids in, you may have now we got the luxury at some positions of having a offensive starter going against a defensive starter, and that just makes things better in practice.
And while the Pirates are deep at the line positions, they seem to be thin in other spots, such as running back.
I feel like right now we're a little light on running back numbers, but we've had some kids step up and show some promise, and we moved some kids from wide receiver to running back this year, one of which was Kyle Creason. He came out last year as a sophomore and played for us, played some wide receiver for us, and he had an excellent off season and put on some pounds and put on some size in the weight room. So we moved him to running back, and he showed some real promise at the contact camp a couple weeks ago.
As a whole, Perryville's offense took a step forward last year, increasing their scoring average by 3 points per game. The defense, though, stayed about the same. HOLDEN STORTZ expects this version of the Pirate D to be much better.
I think our strength is going to be the defense this year. We're pretty big, and most of us are from last year. So our linebackers are stepping it up. They're strong, and they get there and fill the holes and where we need to. And our cornerbacks, they're quick, and they just got to know what's up and get it done.
Getting off the field on 3rd and 4th down was the issue last year. Austin Mueller is determined to fix that.
We really got to go 100% on the entire game. We can't just stop. We do go good until we get to a good stop, and then we just give up because we stopped them, and we're like, oh, yeah, we stopped them, but now we got to finish that. We got to stop them for sure.
Coach Wojcik says on that side of the ball, it will again start up front.
Defensive line is, pretty athletic. Some of the same names what you'll see pop up on the defensive side, and mix a few kids in there. We feel like we're able to on a consistent basis rotate about 4 or 5 kids at defensive tackle and 3 or 4 kids at defensive end, which will enable us to keep those kids fresh and not have to be a full-time starter on both sides of the ball. So we get to play the numbers game a little bit with some people that hadn't been an advantage to our advantage in the past. It's actually worked against us because of our low numbers.
And this defense will need to improve. It gave up 35 points per game last season.
At the linebacker spot, we're still a little young, a little inexperienced, but we've had some kids step up, like I said, at the contact camp and show us some good things, and we're expecting some big things out of those kids. And we got all but one, I think, defensive back from last season, so we feel like that pretty athletic, pretty solid at the defensive back position also.
But with 12 seniors and 12 juniors leading the way for this team, this group of Pirate upperclassmen is confident they can turn the tide just by setting a good example.
Yeah, Coach is also trying to get us juniors to help out those seniors, because we all love this game, and seniors, this is their last year, and we want to make it good for them.
You got to be a leader for these guys, these younger guys. We got a lot of younger guys, a lot of sophomores, so we got to take the lead on them and show them, help them improve, make this team better for when we leave.
Many people are looking at the young Pirate quarterback to take this team on his shoulders, as is the case with quarterbacks on most teams. It's a lot of pressure to be placed on a 16-year-old kid, but RENAUD seems to be up for the challenge.
Ever since I've been in PYF, I've been wanting to play high school ball, and seeing him lose games, I just wanted to turn that around ever since I was in middle school. So I'm just hoping we turn around this year and the year to come.
Perryville starts this football season at home against Sumner on August 21st. Reporting from the Perryville Pirate football training camp for Regional Radio Sports, I'm Glenn Johnson.